but I was getting really frustrated, and now,
Yeah.
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
my stepdad is gonna be going back into construction. He says they're not making as much money as they would like to right now.
Oh wow.
I hear me.
Okay, that's good. Can you hear me? Testing.
Yep, I hear you.
Hey, all right, guys, we're back. We're back. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. If I didn't have the help of my awesome mod here, Chaos, I appreciate you so much and thank you for the sub. Wow. Is the voice coming in high enough for you? I have to apologize because my hearing is all messed up right now. I have a horrible head cold, really bad earache last night. Oh, and now we got an incoming ad break. Can we cancel that? Let's see if we can cancel that. I'm going to try to cancel it, see what happens. But anyway, we had viewers, and now we got to wait to get more viewers. So, in the meantime, yeah, it happened like that. But I hope everyone is doing good on this fine Saturday. And I did have some other stuff we were going to go over today. But I just saw that Peon, Lazy Peon, the other Peon, the big Peon, has put out a Ashes of Creation video. And I figured we would go ahead and react to that for a little bit. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a peek at this, and hopefully this sound comes in.
Over the past decade has been quite a long road of disappointment.
Can everybody hear that sound on the video?
We've had Kickstarter scams, we've watched as monetization has single-handedly ruined otherwise promising games, and we've had multiple exciting projects be cancelled or remain in a state of perpetual development with no hope of ever release.
And he's not lying. The MMOs over the last 20 years have been an absolute dump heap.
Well, unfortunately, the latest disappointment comes in the form of an MMO that many were hoping would reinvigorate the genre, the Riot MMO, a game that everyone was excited for based...
Everybody's been talking about this Riot MMO like it's the next greatest thing. The volume levels are perfect right now? Awesome, thank you, Chaos. Everyone's been talking about this Riot MMO, how it's the next greatest thing, but yet we know almost absolutely nothing about it. And I've heard some waves that it sounds like it's not nearly going as well as people think it is. So, you know, it's always fun how something's gonna be the next WoW killer when you don't really know anything about it. But you know, there's a lot more stuff that goes. Say again.
I was gonna say if I can throw in my 2 cents.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Because I play League of Legends a lot, right? Like I used to play it more. I don't want to say competitively because I never did ranked, but I took it more seriously. Now I just play it for fun. Like, you know what I mean? I don't care if I win or lose or whatever. I have to go at it with that mindset.
It works.
But in all fairness, Riot is an amazing company when it comes to creating things. Like the show Arcane, all of the music videos that they've come out with, like the music that they've produced, the Legends of Runeterra card game that they've come out with, the comics that it's all...
Yeah, see, I'm not familiar with any of that stuff. So I used to play League of Legends.
Fantastic.
I used to play League of Legends, but it was the kind of game, well, one, I thought that the community was really too toxic for me.
It is. The community is incredibly... That's the bad thing about League of Legends, but Riot as a company... I don't necessarily want to say all of Riot, because they have some fucked up things.
Well, without making an MMO, you know, before, it's hard to just jump in and say that you're going to be the biggest thing.
So they're owned by Tencent.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if Tencent has come out with any MMOs before.
I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and we'll click back, see what
purely on Riot Games' track record of never releasing an unsuccessful product has basically gone back to the drawing board. We never had any concrete info about what this...
Genshin Impact, that was pretty big.
So the company that owns Riot has MMO experience.
Hey, Paranaut, welcome back, buddy. Welcome back. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties. You didn't miss anything. Right now, we're just reacting to Lazy Peon's newest video that he put out.
MMO was actually looking like, or
glad to have you back.
Footage.
Sorry for the
alongside Ashes of Creation, this was one of the most hyped upcoming MMOs. Thankfully though, Ashes of Creation is still progressing quite nicely, and we've seen some huge improvements to the combat showcased over the past few development live streams.
And to be fair, the last year's streams, especially from May on, were all really good. The streams were very good, and I think we're getting ready. And the streams this year have been good too, and I think the rest of the streams are going to be bangers. I mean, the stuff that they're going to put out, it's so important to the game. We still have 3 archetypes that they have to go ahead and go over. I think that my personal take on this is I think that they're going to save the rogue for last. I think the rogue's going to be last, and because before Alpha 2, they will be in for Alpha 2, I believe, but I think that they're going to be last, because I think whether you love them or hate them, because there is no other way to go with a rogue. You either love them or you hate them, and if you hate them, you're just going to watch. You're going to watch the stream just because you want to find out how you can beat them or how bad or good they're going to be. So, and if you love them, of course, well, you're going to find out because you love them.
As usual, in this video, I'll break down the past 4 months worth of updates to keep the casuals up to date with Ash's progress, who don't have time to tune into the 2 to 3 hour live streams every month. In case you missed it, Ashes of Creation's Alpha 2 will be playable in Q3 of this year, so there might only be one more of these update videos from me until we have some actual gameplay to experience again. But for a special MMO, you're gonna want a special PC. A PC capable of handling Ashes of Creation's epic large-scale battles, particle effects everywhere, tons of players on screen, and the latest Unreal Engine 5 graphics whilst running at a smooth frame rate. This is why I've ordered a new gaming PC from today's sponsor, Starforge Systems. Do I really want to be in a situation where I'm dueling another player to impress?
This is the reason why I canceled my doorbell camera subscription. This brand new...
At entry level, you've got the Horizon. So in my last Ashes update vid, we covered the August, September, October, and November updates, which showcased progress to the village nodes, the event system, the caravan system, and artisan skills. Starting out with December's...
Before we go ahead and continue with this, I have to first go ahead and... we have Peon in the channel. We have a young, aspiring streamer, so it's important that we play this. Ladies and gentlemen, orcs and humans, and everyone in between and beyond, we interrupt our regularly scheduled programming for a very special announcement. Hold on to your seats because this is breaking news coming live from the Hidden Dagger Inn in the Riverlands. Today, we have an extraordinary guest dropping in, a fellow adventurer, a comrade in arms, a maestro of his streaming world. Can I get a drum roll, please? Joining us right here, right now, is none other than our legendary guest. All right, there you go, guys. Go check out Peon over there. He's got a shout out in the channel, so thank you, Peon, for joining us and also subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. If you haven't seen him, go check him out. He's kind of annoyingly handsome, and which is very disturbing for someone old like me. But he's a very nice guy, and he's definitely got some talent. So give him a shout out and a look if you ever see him. Okay, back to this.
Live stream, which takes place in a winter-themed Riverlands. The focus here was the updated Ranger combat, which has come a long way. As you can see, we've got 2 full hotbars of abilities, which shows that class design is well on its way to being ready for Alpha 2. To keep this as concise as possible, I'll start by showing each ability along with its tooltip so you can just see what it does rather than rambling. First up, we have Snipe, a solid opener ability.
Is he just going to go over the...
Next, the weapon basic attacks.
Guess he's just going to go over every stream, milking those views.
Barrage.
The Ranger to me looked pretty solid.
Which is a ranged execute ability that has cooldown reduction applied.
It looks like it's going to be pretty hard to catch.
Mark of the Bear, Mark of the Raven, Mark of the Tiger. Next, we're given an overview of the Hunt abilities, which are basically Ranger self buffs.
I was kind of hoping it'd be kind of a new take or something that he has on
Raven,
it. And we'll watch it anyway, see what he has to say.
Scattershot, a ranged AoE cone ability that has optional charge.
I don't know about you, but what do you think about the range that they're firing? It doesn't look like it's that far. You would expect the Ranger abilities to be shooting a little bit far. Okay, sounds good, Cass. Thank you. I appreciate it. It doesn't look like the arrow. I would expect the arrows to almost go twice as far as they're going right now, but maybe that's the difference that's going to be... Maybe that's the difference between a longbow and a short bow that they're going to have. You think mage will be the longest? Yeah, definitely. And maybe it is. Let's keep watching a little bit. Because the snipe was pretty far.
Airstrike. Not only does this provide AoE crowd control and
damage,
but the mobility and animation on this one is amazing. Additionally, it can also be used to traverse gaps and verticality.
Yeah, and I think they're using a short bow right now, Paramount, if I'm not mistaken.
Next, Thundering Shot.
Yeah, see right there, it's a 30 meter range. And wasn't the Blitz from the Fighter a 30 meter range also? I believe it was. But I would almost
self buff
like to see
select abilities with no cooldown.
I would almost like to see them have at least one shot like the snipe from like maybe 45. Maybe you can upgrade it to like 45 meters. That would be cool. I mean, I think the Rangers should have the farthest range of the game. Obviously, hence the name Ranger.
Bear Trap.
Bear Trap looks pretty cool, but he slides right over this if you notice that.
Wild. Raining Death.
Yeah, that one's just like an Arcade ability.
Disengage, another
like a volley.
great traversal ability.
Good for
and finally,
good for
you've
sieges
got the
and shit.
ammo abilities, which come in 3 types: weighted, barbed, and concussive. 3 different self buffs that imbues your next 10 shots.
At least we don't gotta buy ammo.
On
that was always really annoying when you have to go ahead and buy ammo for your weapon. I mean, you don't gotta buy any ammo for your sword and shield, so I don't think that a ranger should have to pay for arrows.
Screen. Overall, the reaction to the updated Ranger combat was received very positively by the Ashes community. For me personally, I was especially a fan of the fluidity of the 2 mobility abilities, Airstrike and Disengage, as well as the basic attacks that fire much quicker than I expected. I also like that the mark abilities are off the GCD, and I think the visual effects so far look pretty good for this stage of development. Aside from the combat, we also got a look at the Ranger skill tree and weapon skill tree.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming in. Apologize for the technical difficulties earlier.
I won't go into details on this.
I just moved everything. I got a 4-screen setup now, and I wanted to get a better setup in preparation for Alpha 2. And of course, as you saw, I had some hiccups. I do apologize for that, but thank you for coming back and joining me.
As it will likely change with balancing, but this should give you a decent idea of how you can change your abilities to suit your playstyle. After the ability overview, the livestream concluded with some gameplay of the Ranger in action, as well as the usual art showcase, which I'll flash on screen now.
Play Power with friends.
What do I need to subscribe to him just to get the ads off? Come on, man. Let's see. That's an awesome outfit right there.
That was pretty much it for the December 2023 update. Overall, a great update to end the year. 2024 started off with an absolute banger of a development live stream that showcased Ashes of Creation's Caravan PvP system.
Let's see if we can catch a distance on this snipe.
Red group make their way to a viewpoint where they lay in wait, ready to ambush a passing caravan protected by another raid group.
Does that look like 30 meters right there, or do you think that that's farther? Because to me, that looks like it might be a little bit farther, but I don't know. What do you think?
When approached, then battle ensues.
Oh my god. Oh, it's bloodshed.
I like the time to kill. The time to kill, I thought, I want to say that they're going for like 30 seconds, and I feel like the time to kill right now is pretty good. Chaos says, I think that's good for about 30 meters. It looks farther because of the height. Yeah, that's definitely probably true. Paranaught says looks farther, but they are up on a hill. Yeah, I agree with both you guys. I think you're right. What do you guys think about the time to kill being around 30 seconds? Do you think that's good? And let's get a little crazy here. What should the time to kill be for a rogue that hits you with his opener, his stealth opener? Is it now 15 seconds? I mean, what, or is it still 30 seconds? Obviously, I don't know how you can be 30 seconds if one guy's starting off with half the health. So I'm just throwing that out there. It'll be interesting to see where they go. Yeah, time to kill 30 seconds is a nice amount of time. Both parties opportunities to do something. Yeah. No, yeah, I think if nothing else to try to get away, right? You know, like Paranaught, we're talking in Discord, the other day that if a rogue comes up and hits you, at least I have the perspective that I don't want it to be able to one-shot you, because that doesn't give the other player, any chance to do anything. But I would, so a mage, if he hits a mage, and he's going to do a lot of damage to a light cloth wearer, but at least after that, the mage immediately should be able to put his shield up and blink away, and then drink a pot, and then hopefully have a chance to make a play. Maybe, if nothing else, cast his slumber and put him asleep or something like that, and then try to get away. So Chaos says, I'd say 20 to 25 for a rogue with sneak attack. I don't think the time should be halved. Yeah, it's really gonna be interesting on how they do that. I'm so looking forward to the rogue and how they go ahead and what their plans are for it. I mean, I want the opener to be meaningful, because stealth is pretty much the main mechanic of the rogue. So it's really got to be meaningful. It's got to mean something, because we got to go through a lot of work to zig and zag and get into that sweet spot to get them. Also, here's another thought I had. If you're sitting, right, which we see a lot in this game, because you're sitting to regain your mana, say you don't have a bard with you or something like that, and you're sitting. In other games like DAOC, Dark Age of Camelot, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, Dark Age of Camelot, if you were sitting, you would take critical damage when you were attacked. Do you agree or disagree that you should have critical damage when attacked? I'm going to go ahead and put up a poll, or if you're attacked while sitting. What do you think? I think you should, personally. Chaos says that the rogue can almost insta-kill someone from stealth. They have to equally make power the opportunity for the other classes. Let's see. No, I want a new poll. Let's see. Do you think should take extra damage if attacked while sitting? All right. Yes and no. Let me know what you guys think about this, guys. We'll put this up for 10 minutes. It won't have any cost to it. Let's see what we got here. All right. So that poll is up. You should see it. Let me know what you think. And I'll be curious to see what that comes up with. Because I personally think that you should take extra damage while sitting. I think it helps people be more aware of their surroundings. They just can't sit and lollygag and go, la, la, la. There should be a penalty. Hey, King Shakur, how you doing, buddy? Welcome. Glad to have you here. If you were here earlier, sorry for the interruptions with the early stream. So let's go ahead and go back to this.
This is our loot.
Rogue opener versus a Clothy that is not shield buff. Yeah, I think it should be meaningful. It should hurt. It should definitely hurt. Hey. How dare you? Hey, gamer. How you doing, buddy? Yeah. What is that? How dare I? How dare I have some streaming difficulties? Is that what you're referring to? Because that just happens. Glad you're doing good, buddy. It won't let you vote. Oh, no. I wonder. Lord.
Slain the
I wonder if it's asking for Electrum coins. Maybe it is. Is it anyone else able to vote? Let me know if you're not able to vote. We'll I'll look at that a little later.
Turn their focus towards damaging.
I'm telling you, that caravan is one of the sweetest looking caravans I've seen in any game. Would you guys agree or disagree? To me, that the artwork on the caravan looks pretty sick.
The caravan,
I'm just throwing that out
which
there.
Visibly gets destroyed, catches fire.
I mean, look at that. It's all blown up and on fire.
Carried by the caravan are then scattered around the area. A victory icon then pops up on the UI and instructs the raid to pillage their loot. At this point,
a lot of
we'll
crates,
see
dude.
that the type of content in the crates is displayed with an icon on top of the crate. Some crates contain commodities, some contain materials. Stephen approaches a green marked crate.
I wonder if it's going to be worth it if you were just, because through the highway system progression, you get, there's going to be some kind of rewards for attacking and or defending these caravans. So maybe if you just see a caravan, you just want to attack it just to get the successful raid attack on it and just pull out your mule and just carry what you can carry. I don't know. I don't know how people are going to react to these. You know, are they going to have a caravan with them all the time? Or are they just going to spontaneously say, hey, that dude only looks like he's running it solo. Let's take it out and just grab what we can grab. And if there's a lot, I guess you could just summon a caravan. But that's going to be the real lesson. Always make sure you have a caravan with you. And if you're making a day out of caravan raiding, bring a bunch of them.
It presses E and is able to open the crates to loot stolen commodities.
I'm so looking forward to the caravan
These are basically certificates that can be sold to black.
Hey, Rockta, how you doing, buddy? Glad to have you back.
Vendors for gold.
What do you guys think about the caravan system? Are you as excited about the caravan system as I am? For me, super excited. I think this is definitely going to be one of the huge gameplay core loops in Ashes of Creation. I can see, you know, early on, I think it's going to be hard to run caravans successfully because the caravans aren't going to be defended, you know, very well. They're not going to have any upgrades and stuff. But as time goes on, I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult to go ahead and raid them. Yeah, no, I'm super excited. And you know, when Alpha 2 comes out, every Joe Schmo that runs a caravan is probably going to get attacked, you know, because there's just going to be people waiting to attack them, unless maybe you see like a big guild or something like that that's throwing out their caravans, and you want to try to sneak in and hide with them and you know, follow their train. You know, who knows? But it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out for sure. Something I'm definitely going to be involved in.
Is material.
I want to see if it's going to be worth the money. I mean, let's be honest. Most of the runs are, 25, 30 minutes, and that's just from the first node. So say you're going from the top node, you know, all the way in a winter biome, all the way down to the desert or something like that. That's going to be a long time. Is it going to... It better really be worth my time to go that far. Rockta says, I'll just go through the woods and off the beaten path. I think a lot of people are going to try that. Maybe I'll be sitting in the woods with Peon and be like, this looks like a path that somebody might take. And I'm sure we're going to find all those little paths that people are taking. You know what would be cool is if the world dynamically changed, like kind of like back in the old days, if somebody kept walking over a path through the forest, eventually it would kind of make a trail. So if this is a way that people like to take their caravans, if the world would actually adapt and start to change where it almost makes its own little road that looks like it's a trail, would that be cool? I could definitely dig something like that.
In this instance, rubies. Due to the sheer amount of loot though, this is too much for the raid to carry. Additionally, if you manually loot the crates, you get much less money for turning them in compared to if you deliver them via your own caravan. So Stephen opens his inventory, clicks on the caravan item, and this...
How long do you think it took those people to put that caravan together? I mean, they just GM cheated that stuff, but I'm sure it took that's a lot of materials. Are you guys planning on filling your caravans up all the way before you go, or are you just going to kind of bring a little bit of it at a time?
Begins a countdown.
Paranos says, I want to do a stream on trade of games, BDO trade, where the longer you go, the more you make. I wonder if Silk Roads... I never played Silk Roads, but I keep hearing that being referred to, Silk Road Online. So... I'm interested to see if can you guys tell me a little bit about Silk Road Online? Is that kind of what this caravan system is based off? Because I kind of thought it was off of ArcAge. Now ArcAge, they had you had carts that you built, and the carts could hold. I think at max they could hold up to eight cargo packages. So. That's kind of the way what I took away. But everyone keeps talking about Silk Road Online, so I'm not sure.
On for a caravan to be summoned. The length of time you need to wait for this summoning depends on the distance between you and the node your caravan is stored at. Next, the group need to wait around the summoning flag and defend it from attackers. Eventually the caravan arrives, we mount up, approach the cargo, and there's a button appear on the caravan hotbar called Collect Cargo. Upon clicking this, an AoE circle appears, and you're able to instantly loot the cargo within the radius of the circle into your caravan. The raid then set off, having successfully stolen the cargo from the other raid group into their own.
Paradox says, I mean Silk Road term meaning the most traveled caravan. Oh, I got you. I never played Silk Road, but I've heard good things. I'd be interested to see if anybody played it, if this is a lot like it, because I can't speak for that because I haven't seen it. So I don't really know.
Caravan, and eventually reach a body.
Also, one other thing, guys, while I have you guys here, I wanted to know if I stream more just to get more streams in, do you guys... Yeah, this is the brand new Lazy Peon video he just put out a few hours ago. I had some other stuff planned, but I saw this and I said, well, hey, this sounds like a good thing. One of the things I wanted to ask you guys was, I'm thinking about streaming more just to get more time in and get this thing set up before Ashes too. Do you care if I play another game, or do you just want to talk Ashes? I mean, we'll always talk Ashes. That's a given. But would you like to join me in a game like, say, Dead by Daylight and be more of an interactive stream where we can play with our viewers? Would you like something like that? Or, because we had a really fun night the other night where the content creators, Jamie Chaos, Annie Lace, Stickquino, Nice Gaming, there was a bunch of other, Z showed up as a moderator from the Discord, a whole bunch of people, and we were playing Among Us, and it was a lot of fun for people to join in and come join us. So if you'd like to do more of an interactive game playing stream with me, let me know, and we can start setting that up and do. It's hard to always talk about a game that Narco says quite literally doesn't exist. I mean, it exists, we're just not playing it. So you know what I mean. But if you'd like to play some Dead by Daylight or something with me, or maybe another game that you have that I have, let me know in the chat, and we can talk about that and discuss it, because I would like to start streaming more.
Body of water. Here we're able to see how a ground caravan is able to convert
that
to a
water
raft
looks
after
great.
Going through a few minutes of building.
I cannot wait to see what the water looks like in Ashes of Creation on the open sea. Parana says, I think it would be great as long as some of the AOC... Oh yeah, I will... if somebody asks, Poe ended only 2 you scrubs voted, oh my gosh. So one person thinks that you should take more damage sitting, and the other one thinks that you should not. Okay, well, that's good. It's split. Yeah, I will always talk Ashes Paranoid. I don't care if I have a killer chasing me. I will go ahead and try to talk Ashes with you and discuss my point. If I get thrown on a meat hook, it just gives me more time to discuss it while I'm on the meat hook and nobody rescues me. I'd love to, depending on the time of your stream, since I'm from Europe. Oh, no, yeah. You know what? I'm normally more of a morning person, Rakta, and also since I am a school bus driver, I'm going to have the summers off in about another month, a little over a month and a half or so. So I'm going to have a lot more time on my hands, and I'm going to be streaming a lot more. And being a morning person, I'm definitely thinking about maybe around a 12 o'clock time, something like that, 12 o'clock p.m. for me. And if you're in Europe, I want to say, I think London's like 6 hours ahead of me. So that'd be 6 o'clock p.m. for you. So I'm guessing you're somewhere along that time zone. But yeah, definitely some earlier streams. I'd like to reach more of the community on an earlier basis.
In this process,
for those of you who has played Sea of Thieves here, raise your hands. If you've played Sea of Thieves, raise your hand, because Sea of Thieves is what I'm looking for on the open seas as far as water. Arcade water was fine. Arcade combat on the water was fine. But Sea of Thieves, I thought, hit a home run on water physics. Yeah, it's 12:40 at the moment. Yeah, so you're up there. So you're about 7 hours then. Okay. Yeah, hand raised. Sea of Thieves is absolutely awesome. And if they can get it anywhere near Sea of Thieves level of gameplay while on the open seas. Now, here's another thing, and I wrote this on my pre-stream notes. Do you think do you think that the average Joe Schmo, that every Tom, Dick, and Harry, you and I, if we're not in, Peon not raised his hand, if you're not in a big guild, say you're in a small guild, do you think we're going to have an opportunity to actually be on the seas, or do you think it's absolutely going to be controlled by the big guilds? Rakta says, yeah, it would be, Sea of Thieves would be awesome, but it's hard to join. Yeah. And Paranot, as someone spent a lot of time.
Each passing moment, you make
hey, Gamer, thank you for the subscription, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's. I totally lost I'm brain farting here. Old man brain fart. Oh, Paranot says someone who spent a lot of time on the ocean. It's close as I've ever seen. Yeah, I did a lot of time on the. Well, I spent a lot of time in Sea of Thieves. I have the legendary pirate whatever cavern that you have. Hey, T3, thank you, my man. That's my first one. I'm gonna have to put you up on a special board somewhere. I appreciate it. What was I gonna say? Sea of Thieves, I have the pirate legend, and that took a long time, so I put a lot of hours into that. But Arcade, I spent a ton of time on the sea doing fishing, doing treasure hunting. Treasure hunting absolutely was awesome. Oh, real life ocean, I like looking at it. I like sailing on it, but that's it. I'm not going to be a fisherman in real life because I can't catch a fish without coming prepared with a shotgun and dynamite. So, and sometimes the game wardens really frown on that. Go figure. I mean, really. But yeah, hey, fish.
Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah, I couldn't catch a fish. If life were a survival game, and I had to go out and catch fish to survive, I would just fucking die. So I wouldn't be able to catch anything.
The details,
but I really, really am hoping that. Hydrate, huh? Oh, thank you. I gotta hydrate. By the way, guys, don't forget that we have the TTS set up. So if you go to the About page, you can, and also if you go to your chat button down below as you collect the Electrum points, you can go ahead and play some of those funny sounds if you want to see me dance and stuff like that. You know, I love to dance to the chicken dance, so it gets me going. Also, before I forget to remind you that we are giving away closed beta keys, not Alpha 2, closed beta keys. I will have access to, and you will be able to obtain them, not from a giveaway. You'll be able to obtain them just by watching. You're going to be able to buy them with channel points. The amount of channel points hasn't been set yet. It's going to be a high amount of channel points. But if you're watching the streams, you're going to have that opportunity. So just throwing that out there. If you start collecting those channel points, that's out there for you. I'm going to have access to 5 of them. So that's how many we'll have. But anyway, back to the Sea of Thieves Arcade thing. I'm super looking forward to the naval combat. I hope it's really great. But we'll go back to this video here.
How the caravan is slowly taken apart and rebuilt into a raft to
that looks so much like Arcade 2.
Obviously, it's very vulnerable to attack during this process, so the raid will need to be ready to defend it from attackers. Steven's group repels the attackers, defending the caravan. The caravan successfully converts into a raft, and we're able to see it
really
slide down the ramp and splash as it's deployed into the water.
But what is it going to look like on the open sea when there's storms and stuff?
The raid group swim over to the raft, jump on, and we see this really cool scene of the boys out on the water, freely moving around the raft, wind in the sails, waves generated
Looks like we got
from
an ad
the
break
movement
coming
of the
up
boat.
here in a
It
second.
all looked super cool. Whilst on the water, it's explained that the game will have a current system with the water similar to Arcade, where your speed will increase if you sail with the current and slow down whilst against it. If you do nothing, the current
I don't know
will
about you
slowly
guys,
move
but
you
when I
along
look
on
at
its
this
own.
raft, I think like Ark. Does anybody else think Ark when they look at this raft? If for anybody who's played Ark, that's exactly what I think about when I look at this raft. I just think about cruising down the water in Ark with my
Current
dinos on
strength
the
will
back
be
of my
different depending on the
raft.
river and the location.
Same, yeah. Yeah,
After
so
a
I'm
bit
not
of
off
sailing
my
around,
rocker
the
here.
raid run into an ambush whilst at sea, but turn around to safety.
I mean, which is
eventually
fine, because
finding
that
a
was
good
cool.
location to disembark the raft and convert it back to a land caravan. In doing so, the entire conversion process is repeated, but in reverse, with the raft this time being deconstructed and needing to once again be defended. With the land caravan rebuilt, the group...
Paradox says if someone didn't know about AOC and you told them about this was Arcade 3, they would believe it. No, you're absolutely right. You're, you know, and it's a shame that Arcade 2. I'm starting to have serious doubts if Arcade 2 is actually going to come out. I don't know if it will or not. They cannot seem to get out of their own way over there, and they cannot seem to find a publisher that can take care of their game. It's the whole Eastern MMO thing, guys. They're just too money hungry. And people are sick of it. People are tired of it. They're tired of pay to win. They're tired of all the monetization that they're trying to squeeze out of people. I mean, hell, I'm getting monetized enough in real life with you know, dog food and shit. I went to the store today and just a little dog food has gone up over half. I mean, it's doubled. So it used to be 49 cents, and now it's basically like $1. I'm like, are you kidding me? So everything is like double the price now, and nobody wants to pay all that money for video games all the time. I don't mind helping a company out and showing my support, but I don't want it to have an effect on if I'm going to be better at the game in the long run. I think pay to win sucks.
Make their way to the node where they're attacked one final time. They successfully...
What I like, for me personally, you know, playing all the games from when these games all first came out, for me, I like the amount of effort that you put into the game. Rockta says, can you drop your Discord link? Yeah, sure. 1 second here. Let me pull it up here. Wait, where is it here? 1 second, getting the Discord link here. 1 second, getting the Discord link here. 1 second. Okay. There we go, boys. I totally got. There we go, boys. Lost my train of thought there. Uh-oh. Now I'm getting some feedback.
Defend the caravan, then arrive at the node where the goods are able to be unpacked. To do this, talk to a caravan master, click caravan storage where all of your goods will be displayed, then you're able to right click on the goods and unpack them into the node cargo storage, which will take a certain period of time during which the materials being unpacked will be temporarily locked. Next we head over to the commodities vendor and sell those crates directly to the NPC, and finally we head over to a shady back alley room where we're able to sell the stolen commodities that were manually looted to a black market vendor. The black market is however only available should a node choose to unlock it via the node marketplace skill tree progression path. Very brief art update to end the January...
I love Ophelia Blackwater, by the way, and the whole selling the stolen goods thing. I think that's going to be awesome, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the nodes are developed, because that's going to be an option. That's not going to be something that's given. You're going to have the mayor's actually going to have to put that in. So it's going to be a very interesting dynamic. I can see those places especially being popular on the coastal nodes, and I think that's probably where I'm going to have my hidden dagger in, is somewhere along the coast, because that's where I expect the most dastardly players to be.
Live stream, and overall it was an update that was received pretty
well. Thank you everybody for joining today. Sorry for the earlier interruptions that we had.
Seemingly not being a whole lot of risk to it.
We are watching Lazy Peon's newest video that he put. He's basically going over the last 4 months of streams. So I thought maybe there might be a new take on it, but he's pretty much just going over the last 4 months.
attacking caravans on the side of the attackers, which sparked quite a bit
It's
of
a
debate.
trap!
We don't have time to get into this in this video, but overall another great showcase where I was particularly impressed with the attention to detail when it came to the animation of converting the caravan to a raft.
I want to go fishing on the open seas, I really do, but I have and I'm hoping that we get to test the open seas fishing before they put out the naval content, because I actually want to be able to test it to see, you know, how viable it is and how much money we can make from it. I feel if they put it out the same time as the naval content, then we're going to end up getting ganked all the time, where we really won't be able to find out how good or bad it is.
February's development livestream was an interesting one, as it was focused around commissions and gave us a good idea of what day-to-day solo-oriented gameplay would look like in Ashes of Creation. Starting out, Steven's piloting a mage and heads over to...
This was my least favorite stream. It was okay. I mean, it was okay. It was better than I thought it would be. Let's just say that.
Node commission board. At first glance, this reminded me a lot of New World's town.
By the way, guys,
missions,
I have a new video coming up soon.
Except with the addition of varying rarity levels.
Go check it out at the Hidden Dagger Inn.
That's pretty much what they are.
If you are not
Solo
subscribed, get over there and subscribe so you
into
can
other
see when it comes
content and
out.
contribute to the progress of story arcs, taking you to areas where events are triggered, and also pick up side quests
catch the
along
link
the way.
on the
we take two
on the About
commissions
channel.
with objectives relatively close to each other, and along the way are beckoned over
This
by a
Minotaur looks awesome. If my fighter can have two one-handed axes like that, I've been crying for one-handed axes for a long time. I'm Steven, listen to me. I love you, man, but I'm sick and tired of seeing that goddamn great sword. I want to see some axes. Show me some great axes. Show me some two one-handed axes. Show me something. I need to see. Hey, what's up, ass? How you doing, buddy? Thanks. Sorry we had those problems earlier, as I appreciate you coming back in. I want to see some damn one-handed axes. Is anybody with me? Raise your hand if you're with me. Show me some other goddamn weapons. I'm tired of seeing that fucking greatsword. If I see that one more time, I'm gonna go over to a Intrepid and just throw a fit. Just say.
Which, after some
So
dialogue,
tired of
offers us
that.
a side quest to talk to his brother. Find the brother,
those
who then
look
gives
awesome.
us another
I
side
wanna
quest
wield
to kill
those.
other Minotaurs.
Do you guys think Parana says node event idea fishing to much near a harbor node spawns? Kraken's gonna be in the game. I'm almost positive they said it's gonna be into the game. If not a Kraken, some other large, maybe like the Loch Ness Monster or something like that. I have a feeling that the Kraken itself is going to be out in the deep sea. As says, I think two weapons like that in one hand will most likely not come before Alpha 2. Probably not, but I bet they have them, I bet they have them, and they're holding on to them. They're not showing us shit because they want everyone to have that surprise for Alpha 2. And I get it. I totally get it. Because it's going to be a long time, Paralysis or weather idea. Oh, yeah, there is going to be weather. Oh, man, could you imagine if a hurricane or tornado destroyed your freehold? That would suck. That would really suck. Because it's going to cost a lot of money to repair that. How many times do you think I'm going to need to rebuild my inn? I think people think that they're gonna be able to put their freehold down and that's it, la-di-da. I achieved my freehold and now it's there forever. I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think that's going to be the case at all. I think freeholds are going to change hands a little bit more than we think that they will. Would you like in a DLC down the road, this is way down the road, would you like us to have a playable Minotaur class, an archetype? I would love that personally. I think that would be so cool.
And after killing a few, an event is spawned where the Minotaur leader is summoned, which also results in a change of the weather to a storm. The storm features weather hazards in the form of lightning bolts, which damage mobs and, as we find out later, can basically one-shot you. Something I found a bit off during this gameplay was how the rain changes direction based on your movement of the camera. It just didn't look good at times. The next 20 minutes is basically just doing various types of quests in the form of commission.
I thought the combat looked pretty good in this, to be honest with you. Paradox says if they add Minotaurs, I want goblins. You just want goblins because you want to be a rogue, Paradox. That's what it's all about with you. I get it.
side quests, and events. Personally, I
The
found
smaller
this
the
live
better.
stream quite hard to watch, as Steven's piloting of the mage didn't
I'm
make the class.
still on the fence of what I want to play. I'm going to test everything in Alpha 2 to find out what my jive is going to be. Although I am heavily leaning towards rogue and or fighter. I like being up in your face. Range is fine too, maybe a ranger, but we'll see. I'm just going to see what feels better to me. As it says, nighty night. Oh, have a good night, man. A full day, oh yeah, I'm doing some garden work myself. We just got my waterfall working again, so I'm excited about that. Have a good time. Thanks, buddy. Take care. I appreciate you dropping in, man. So, as before you log off, I was just mentioning, would you be down to play some games with me or something like that if I start doing some earlier streams in the summer, maybe like 12 o'clock or something? Games like Dead by Daylight or something like that. Would you be down for something like that? Because I want to start streaming more and being more. We're always going to talk Ashes, but just to play something interactively while doing it, I think could be fun. So if you're down for that, let me know.
Looked very
you have a good night. I
play.
appreciate you stopping in.
After completing some objectives and arriving at a viewpoint, the gameplay section of this live stream ends with the node leveling up and the beginning of a new story arc, which brings with it changes to the area. As usual, a quick look at the art update.
This AI tool
hey,
will
it's
take
an
your
ad
idea and create a complete book, complete with design, images.
Ads from Twitch, ads from YouTube. They're all over the place. We can skip the artwork. Let's go to the March update.
Q1 2024.
This is the bad one. Not bad. I mean, bad isn't good.
This time showing off the updated combat to the fighter
Renkai
class.
looked awesome. I loved the Renkai. I had no problem with it. I don't know why people were complaining about the Renkai and how it looked. People are forgetting that the character creator is going to be really good. Really robust, so you're going to be able to change so much about the look. This is just like the base model, so people just need to relax and let's see. I was thinking, what? This is something. This came off the top of my head the other night. I have one of those closed beta keys that I'm thinking about, and let me know what you think about this. 4 of them can be bought for channel points. One of them, I don't like giveaways. But one of them, as says, before I go to sleep, fighter look absolutely terrifying. Yes, absolutely, 100% agree. One of the things I think would be cool is if we were to have, when the character creator gets released, to have people put up an art contest and screenshot who can get their character looking the most like Steven Sharif. I think that could be really cool. And, the winner obviously would receive a closed beta key. I think that could be a lot of fun. Something along those lines. You like it? Yeah. I mean, that would, because I know people are going to be messing with it for forever. But the one who could get the picture closest to Steven Sharif, I think would be a lot of fun.
Similar to what we did with the Ranger, I'll just show off each individual ability.
Yeah, I think people would like that.
Screen to keep things concise. Starting out, we're actually seeing.
If I had another alpha key, I would offer to give it away for something like that, but unfortunately, I don't.
The male orc race in game for the first time. We get a quick look at the skill tree, a short explanation of the momentum system, which is essentially rage, if you're familiar with the warrior from World of Warcraft, with some abilities generating
I like the combat momentum bar.
Starting off with the first
the
ability,
rush or blitz looked absolutely
which is
amazing.
Basically your standard warrior charge.
The problem with the blitz right there is it's meant to be able to attack rangers and stuff like that. I just have a feeling like as soon as the animation takes a second or so to get up there, I have a feeling as soon as the ranger sees that, he's just going to leap off the other direction, and then your ass is going to be on top of the rock, and he's going to be down below shooting you. So it'll be interesting.
Ability, except this one seems extremely strong in that you can jump and charge vertically to get on top of high ground. Next, Brutal Cleave, which is an AoE cleave ability and momentum builder which shares a cooldown with Overpower. Overpower is basically the single target counterpart to Cleave. Maim, which is probably my...
that shield the tank looks really sick. I don't know if that's some kind of ability that he's putting out, but tanks in this game I think are going to be a lot of fun.
Favorite warrior ability, which can be augmented via the
I like this one. I like this one. I don't like the other one. The one where you can augment it. I think I'm going to save my points for something else.
A frontal cone or range shockwave attack.
The damage wasn't increased or anything like that, and it just hits in that linear line. So, I like the roar.
Whirlwind,
your standard spin to win.
Cataclysm, another super impactful.
That one was
damage AoE.
If anyone remembers the way back in the basic melee fighter archetype, they had the big hammer that just swung over your head. I hated that. So this is the change from that, and I think that they knocked it out of the park with this one, and it looks way better.
Rupture. This one reminds me of Bloodseeker's ult from Dota 2.
I love the Rupture. I have no problem with the blood.
Basically hamstring from WoW.
Hamstring, yeah, that's typical.
Lethal Blow, your executability. Something interesting with this, however, is that you can spec.
You notice the different shade of... I'm looking at the health bar, and, he's got the full green bar right there, but it's a lighter shade of green there, so... that must just mean that it's obviously not a full health bar anymore, but you still don't know how much. I like the way that they're doing the health bar thing. It adds a little bit of intrigue.
So that 50% of your overkill damage is returned to you as health and mana. Blood Fusion, an off GCD leech buff. Lunging Assault.
I did not like Lunging Assault. We had in Discord, they had the after hours meeting, and they were talking about the fighter archetype. This is the one that I didn't like. I think it's kind of a change of you're just moving quickly out of the area. I think it needs to be farther. I refer to it as, my fighter breakdown that I made, I pretty much refer to it as I could reach into the refrigerator farther than this ability goes. So I'd like to see them make that just a little bit farther and maybe take away the spammable, because I guess you can hit it twice in a row, so maybe take it away from being spammable.
Leap Strike, basically heroic leap on steroids. This can also be used to traverse verticality and gaps.
This one is basically behind the enemy lines from Arcade. It was an awesome ability from the Battle Rage archetype that they had. That's pretty much what the fighter reminds me of, is Battle Rage warrior from Arcade, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
Next, we've got 3 different forms, which...
Hey, Rory, how you doing? Hoping to appreciate that lunge and being kind of the skill range. I don't know. It's going to take a little bit for me to appreciate that one right now. I'm not a big fan of it right now, Rory. But glad to have you here, bud. Appreciate you're here. Oh, actually, now that I think about that, 1 second, guys. We have a superstar here. Da-da. Let me get my shout out set up. I always have to look at your name, make sure I'm not screwing it up. All right, there we go. And let's see. All right, let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, Orc City humans, and everyone in between and beyond, we interrupt our regularly scheduled programming for a very special announcement. Hold on to your seats, because this is breaking news coming live from the Hidden Dagger Inn in the Riverlands. Today, we have an extraordinary guest dropping in, a fellow adventurer, a comrade in arms, a maestro of his streaming world. Can I get a drum roll, please? Joining us right here, right now, is none other than our legendary guest. There you go, guys. Go give Rory a big follow over there on YouTube. He's an outstanding person. We hang out with him a lot on Discord. He's a really nice guy. He's got some really interesting takes, even though they're a lot different than mine usually. He brings a lot of good perspectives to the game of Ashes of Creation. So go give him a follow and check him out sometime.
basically stances.
Hey, you bet, buddy, you bet.
Form of celerity.
I love getting the YouTube sensations in the channel. That's great.
Next, we've got Exert, which basically combines the effects of each of your forms into a big spender, where for 5 seconds or so you'll be unstoppable. This also acts as a CC break. Up next, we got to look at the weapon skill tree and great...
What do you guys think about this? One of the things that they were talking about in the after hours was that some of the people didn't like the UI for the weapon skill tree. I mean, yeah, it looks kind of plain, it looks kind of basic, but it's not horrible. But yeah, I would probably like to see it changed a little bit. It is nice to see that you can progress with any weapon. It'll give you something to do, you know, while we're waiting for some more content, you know, to unlock all the weapons.
Basic attack combos, and it's worth remembering that each class in Ashes will be able to use.
You doing a stream tonight, Rory?
You could play as a great sword wielding mage, for example. It basically just changes your weapon basic attack, and each weapon has its own skill tree. With the ability showcase out of the way, a group was formed and they demonstrated how the warrior looks in group play. During this section, I noticed that you seem to loot mobs individually in Ashes, which looks a bit clunky. Personally, I think it would be much better if they just added the AoE loot option along with auto loot, exactly how it works in World of Warcraft. If it's not broken, don't fix it. During this section, we also got to look at some destructible environments.
I figured. I saw you playing before this.
And eventually they kill a boss, complete some objectives, and that was pretty much it for the gameplay section of this live stream. Overall, I really like the direction they're going with the fighter class, and it's looking like a strong contender for my main at release.
I totally understand. I have I woke up last night around 2 in the morning, and I've been fighting this damn cold, coughing, getting this crap out of my chest for probably a month now. Last Saturday, it really got to me. And this morning I woke up with a horrible earache, and if you guys have ever had earaches before, they really suck. So, yeah, it's been really, I can barely hear right now, so I apologize if I'm excessively loud, because I can't even hear. So I do apologize for that. Chaos says it was super rough, and I had it when when I also have nearly no immune system thanks to Crohn's. Yeah, you're not kidding. It's been pretty brutal. Good. The volume's perfect. It feels like normally I'm more quiet. Good. I have the thing like right in front of my face, like 4 inches away. So I'm glad I'm not like screaming into your ear. But yeah, and the worst part about it is it's not like it's really kept us out of work. It's just been annoying. And I'm just tired of it. I just want it to go away. I've been holding out. I have a annual physical review or physical on the 24th. I've been holding out and hoping it gets better by then. If it doesn't, have him give me some antibiotic or something.
The only real critique I have is that some of the abilities look like they're skipping frames.
Has it been confirmed via Twitter? I know there's been a lot of people saying that we're doing, that they're going to do like a siege or some kind of a castle fight or something like that for this next stream. But has that been confirmed yet? Because I don't think I've seen the Twitter posts where it's been confirmed by Steven. All I saw was, I think, Roshan talking about stay tuned for, more for the next April stream. If anyone knows for sure, let me know.
Some improvements to the animations, but other than that, the combat showcased here actually looked really
I hope
good.
that they bring Alpha 1 people in if it is a castle fight or something. There's more artwork. Artwork.
All of these updates, it's a night and day difference with how Ashes.
So you guys would like that contest? That maybe I'll try to get a hold of a alpha key from somewhere. The problem is you don't want to buy. I heard there's somebody selling a alpha key for like $2,000 or something like that. Intrepid doesn't recommend that you do that. I think it's actually against their policy. But two, I would never buy a full-on key for $2,000. If anything, if you were going to buy something, buy like a $75 one that you can upgrade if it's a Kickstarter one. That's it. But don't be blowing $2,000 trying to get in.
to Alpha 1. The game is starting to look very playable now, and I'm even starting to think that the combat is looking decent.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more people selling them.
This could have the potential to be one of the best hybrid combat systems in the genre. Things I don't like that could be improved. The looting looks clunky, animations need to be smoother.
Do you think there should be an auto loot when you're running around after you kill a mob? Do you think would you guys like an auto loot? Or do you think we should have to physically click on it? I'm okay with either one. It doesn't really matter to me. To keep things flowing, I wouldn't mind having like a little auto loot.
And the lighting as a whole could be improved, as in some places it makes the visuals look
lighting,
that's
just
For
being
example,
nitpicky.
the scene at the end of the Commission's live stream from the viewpoint. I can't believe it's been almost 3 years since I last played Ashes of Creation in Alpha 1.
Yeah,
7 years
man.
since I first covered this project.
That's hard to believe.
Ashes of Creation is truly my last hope for the MMO genre.
You ain't lying about that.
Pax A looks decent, but everything else looks
physically click it, Paranat says?
Or is guaranteed to be
that looks sick.
Pay to win due to Korean developers.
That must be
let's just hope nothing unexpected happens that would cause this game to not make it to completion. But that's it for this video. As always, let me know your thoughts on the development progress of Ashes of Creation in the comments below.
Well, that was pretty good. I mean, pretty much his normal 4-month overview. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more of a take on what he had, but that's pretty much, what he had. What do you guys, so some of the ideas we talked about, again, for those who are just catching on now, we are going to have those closed beta giveaways, so and it's right there. My bot is putting that up. So keep that in mind. I think that we might do that, Chaos. I think we're going to do a art contest, and I'm gonna put that up, and I'm gonna post that where we're gonna have one of the closed beta keys set out for an art contest on who can get the character looking like closest to Steven Sharif, and that could be a lot of fun. I think people will have fun with that. And since it's not Alpha 2, it's a closed beta, that means people will have access to that character creator most likely. So I'm looking forward to that. Well, actually, will they have access to that? Will the general public, when is the general public going to have? The closed beta is probably only going to be like 3 weeks or something like that. So I don't know if they're going to have access to that. I'll have to think about that. See if we can figure that out. So what are your guys' thoughts on April stream? What are you looking to see other than what they're showing us? Are you wanting to see any kind of different environments? Of course, I'd love to see a different biome or something like that. But I'm almost positive we're going to be stuck in the Riverlands, and it is what it is. I mean, they have 10,000 plus Alpha 1 people, and then they have, I'm going to guess, about 150,000 Alpha 2 people that are going to be in. So that's a total of about 160,000 people that they're going to be having, that are going to be playing Alpha 2, while the rest of the world is going to be watching it. So they're going to need to roll out new content, on a consistent basis to keep the viewer interest and the player interest at a peak level. So I really think that that's why they're only showing us a limited amount. And I get that. I am still holding on hopes that my YouTube July prediction is correct. And that's what we're going to get. So I hope I'm right. It hasn't been proven wrong yet, but we'll find out. It's only a matter of time. So I wonder if anyone else is streaming. Nope, no one else is streaming yet. What time is it? It's only 6:13. Boy. So what do you guys think? You're down to maybe play some Dead by Daylight or something like that? Chaos, I know you probably would like to play some Dead by Daylight. We could even do normal, like, Survive with Friends games and not worry about all the blood points and stuff like that. Just, so we can have 5 players in it at a time. We'll get everyone hooked up and into the Discord or something like that and have a good time with it. Because I do want to do some more streaming. Valheim, you know what? I'm not big into Valheim Rachta, to be honest with you. I only played it for a short bit. right now, Rakta, you could come join us on Jamie. Well, it's not Jamie's server. We're playing with Jamie Chaos and Annie Lace with Tangents of Creation on Conan Exiles right now. And Paranaut is over there. So, no, I didn't like this. I didn't dislike Enshrouded Gamer. I kind of felt like I don't like games where I play them and then I get to the highest level of their content pretty much in a few days, and then I gotta wait for them to put out more content all the time. There's not enough game loops in that game to keep me intrigued. So kind of like Sons of the Forest, basically, when that came out. I mean, I beat it in like 2 days, and then I never went back to it. So, because you have to wait for them to put out new content. So, right now we're playing some Conan Exiles. I think PvP server 1528, I want to say it is. So, if you guys want to come kill a creator, Jamie, go get him, and make sure you put some naked dancers over his head like I do, so he wakes up to that when he logs into the game, because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, Valheim, I heard a lot of good things about Valheim. I just personally never got into it. As far as like survival games, I'm a Rust player. 7 Days to Die, Conan Exiles. I'm sure there's some other ones. I didn't really care for Last Oasis. I thought it was Zergfest. But I do love survival games. Rust is a lot of fun. I would love to get a large community content creator and all their viewers playing on a server together. I think that could be a lot of fun. But what game? Maybe one of the newer games that come out. It'll be real interesting to see what happens with that. We got it. I wonder if Rive is going to stream tonight. Royer says, I'm probably going to rent a server for V. You know what? I've never played V Rising. All right, Royer, sell me on V Rising. Why should I play V Rising? Because I'm not normally a top-down kind of guy, even though I enjoyed Albion Online and Diablo and stuff like that. But you're playing it now. Why? Sell me on V Rising. Why should I try V Rising? And because it's been out for a little while. It has PvP, right? Because I need PvP. If it doesn't have PvP, I'd be bored. I'm hydrating. One of the best survivals, do you think? Is it like annoying survival though, like where you're always worried about food and water and stuff like that? Because those kind of survival games bother me. Like Scum was a little bit too over the top, where you could shit in your pants and stuff. Oh, for blood? Okay, all right. Rockta says, Rehaven arrives mammoth of a video. Oh my God. Yeah, I haven't, we could probably do that next stream for sure. That was crazy. I know he put a lot of time putting that together. So you're a vampire? Okay, well, I could probably get on board with it. I love vampires. Hell, Lost Boys is one of my favorite movies. You need blood to heal, but blood also empowers you. So do you keep that blood built up? Like the more people you kill, the stronger you get, and then when you die, you have to basically start over again?
No, you pick the person you want depending on, like, there's Brute, which gives you a specific value. There's Warrior, there's Scholar, which gives you magic damage. So you pick which blood you want to use. You can store it in vials later on in the game, and then you build little prisons, put the people in, you get the blood, choose what you want. There's a whole little mini game to it.
Okay. This sounds like, is it on sale right now? Because maybe I'll check it out if it's on sale, because I'm a cheap fucker. So
1.0 goes live May 8th. They're doing a combo with Castlevania.
Oh. Maybe I'll have to check it out. Rory, do you think that we can get a content creator server going on? Would people be down for that? Because that would be a lot of fun. I would love to play that game if some other content creators were playing it. That's what I'm really hoping to. I'd love to have the content creators and their communities play a game together. You know what? We'll have to ask in the channel. You have a large group that you're playing with right now. Are your followers pretty much that you're playing with? Yeah, we have to. See. I'll keep an eye on that. Maybe I'll watch some YouTube on it and see what I think. I know I have some friends that play that one. Obviously, Gamers plays it. I know Shakur plays it. Just the community I built. Oh, the last day. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you've been busy. You got a new video coming out soon, my man. Let me throw some pub at you. You got some? You got any teasers for us? New video that you're putting out? I know I'm working on one myself. I'm working on a rogue video, and my expectations for it. But other than that, they're gonna start doing like a class breakdown, and of what I expect and my expectations of the upcoming archetypes. But I'm sure you got something in the works. I have answers to the meta stuff that Burns was talking about over the last spoke. Oh, then I guess yeah. How long you been sick for? Because it has to be about a month for me that I've been getting shit out of my lungs and stuff since last Saturday. Yeah, it's been brutal. It's been really brutal. Well, guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap it up here. Oh, first time ever having COVID. Yeah, I've had it twice, unfortunately. What is that? That Pax flu or whatever that they give to help COVID. That does help a lot. So, Pax COVID or whatever it's called. That helps get over a lot. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Today we are going to go ahead and we are going to raid someone that you haven't raided before. We haven't raided before. And he's not talking Ashes, but I want to give him some love. So let's go ahead and we're going to raid Demon Souls. Just go ahead and give him a shout out and give him a hey. I apologize to everybody for the early stream problems. Again, I moved my whole setup around, so I had some issues. Chaos Gamer, thank you for the subs and the resubs. I appreciate it. Everyone else, thank you for coming in. Paranaut, Warrior, great to have you. The YouTube sensations joining us, and we are going to go ahead and start the raid over to Demon Souls Games, and I appreciate everyone for stopping in, and we'll see you next Saturday, and hopefully we got something more juicy to talk about, and maybe I'll do a stream earlier in the week or something, or later in the week, and play some games. Take care, Warrior. You guys have a good one, and let's go and do that raid. Peace out, guys. God bless.
Yeah, I never ran around and looked around, so this is all new to me too.
Okay, there's a entrance over here.
Playing right now if you want to see a little bit of it. You sound really low right now. I don't know if it's yeah, there you go.
Raid. I hope you're
I don't know if it's that way on your stream
today.
as well.
How was your stream? What were you playing? For those of you who don't know me, I am Demon Soul. I'm a variety streamer. Tonight we're testing out a new
How do you feel like everything's coming?
Sundaria. Well, it's new to me. I don't know how new the game is.
The stream and all your stuff.
Me and my dad/mod are giving it a shot.
Yeah.
But I play anything
They
from
definitely are taking their time
to World of War.